The beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside of you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married. And he won't even ask you... What? Man, my character's being dramatic right now. You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and that small fire. We should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. Oh my gosh. I'll never be the master chef. Failure is a part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well then, think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you, enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, and motivated. Well, handsome, sure. I was born that way. It's corny. I can't handle this much corn. I walked into the other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. Obstetrician. I was... I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. You were a lawyer? I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. Is this actually the history of the Colonel Sanders? Like, I lost my business partner to a gunfight. Oh, I think I heard about that one, so yeah, maybe it is. I did not know. People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume that I got it all together, which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved then that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money would deter me from giving me the best I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you can see something ignite inside him, a burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure. It's honest. It's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! What is this kid doing here? Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepared for the worst. It's the Spork monster. What do you want? Borko. It is I. I know I said I wouldn't be back, and after the whole fight to the death thing, maybe you don't really want to see me anymore, but I just want to say I was wrong to attack you, and I apologize. And I know what it's like having to always look over your shoulder. Monster problems, am I right? Aw, thanks, Borko. I'm glad there are no hard feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of night can really rile a person up. I also want to apologize for the way I switched right into attack mode. I know that you're strong, and cooking school can be a person under a lot of... This is cringy. I wasn't always a spork monster, you see. I don't believe it. You were human once? Well, no, I was a golden retriever. But I was still a student, until one day some mean kids with a magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me and I was forever transformed. A magic spellbook. Precisely. I had procured a copy for myself, but somewhere along the way I've lost it. If you find such a book, I beg of you, respect of it. You're a powerful chef and shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear, I will be there. It sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life, Azu. Together, I am sure we can defeat them. Saying we? My character would be like swooning over like, we? Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. Oh. You have a hideaway? Oh, you go cook up some of your bucket of chicken? One bucket of chicken. A personal invite? You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home might be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Stepping inside the Sanders home, of course, it's this fancy... Oh my gosh, the picture of the I just realized it now. I was just looking at this baby. This baby has a goatee. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. It looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. That phrase, not with that attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. So over the top. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Oh my gosh. I love talking about food. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy. Both, perhaps. It's like, well, I got a bucket of chicken! Now you got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him and keep it a secret just for you? Even if he's lying, if he just tells you your secret recipe, then maybe it's fair that I tell him my character secret? Alright, reveal it then. You say you're ready as ever to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. Really? These are all ingredients at this freaking restaurant. The shredded oh gosh, I actually don't like coleslaw. The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' looks hideaway. Magnificent! Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. Well, I hope you like refrigerate it or something. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize that now would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items. You look closer. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about Colonel. Ooh, like this. Look at this! The adorable baby crawls across the floor from the goatee and the mustache combo he sports. You figure this must be Colonel Sanders himself. Probably the same time a person would make their own face the logo of the company founded, am I right? Is this supposed to be like a... Well... Tap on an item... What's this? Camo. Camel. Yeah, Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt. It's probably his grandpa. Or his dad or something. Maybe this is where he discovered one of his secret herbs and spices. Really? One of the framed photos, yep, shows an old man who looks a bit like Colonel Sanders standing with a friend. They hold fried chicken drumsticks. They're not holding it appear to be cheersing them. They're just standing there. You look closely and there's a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. Take a closer look at the urn. It's an urn? This plaque on it's dusty, but you wipe off. Here lies the ashes of all my past careers and business failures. What? That is weird. Tap on an item. Okay, what's the chicken? Very realistic stuffed chicken. Oh, so it's a taxidermy chicken? You have a taxidermy chicken. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic, it's real. It's a taxidermy chicken. A note clipped to the chicken's foot reads, the true state bird of the great state of Kentucky. What's this? A comb. Is this like where I get a lock of his hair and he's like, I got a lock of his hair. Ah! Like, you know, like what was that one band? You know, like the boy bands, like a lot of the fangirls, they'd be like, you know, I got his hair. Upon further inspection, you realize the hair therein isn't just silvery in color, it's actually made of spun silver. Really? Tap on an item, discover more about the kernel. A scented candle, you pick it up and try to identify the smell. Power tool, freshly starched collar, a piece of wood floating in a lake. Summer of '69. No, it's one of those secret recipes. It's tap on an item, discover more about the kernel. This must be where he keeps the secret recipe. Oh, you think for a moment what number is important, then it dawns on you. As soon as you find a single note. I don't think I was supposed to know about that. You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet, find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off its hanger and try it on. The jacket is a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in this scent. Oh gosh. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he has been working on and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks you, why are you wearing his jacket?
Aww.
I don't usually loan those out, but I must say it does look good on you. You forgot to take it off. You decide now is your moment to make a big move. It says you decide now is your moment to make the big move. You tell him you're cold. You tell him you fess up and tell the truth.
Yeah, do the big move.
Do the big move. Oh gosh.
Do it.
Oh, this is gonna be so sudden. Whoa, this isn't that kind of game.
Okay, I wasn't.
Not that we blame you for trying, but what kind of move was it? Was it that kind of move? Oh. Alright, so tell the truth? Or tell him you're cold?
Try telling the truth.
Tell the truth. You confess. I think I've developed feelings for you. I might be developing feelings for you too, but I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in my way of my dreams. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Yes, I'll do. I honestly think this might be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Really? At his place?
That's taking it slow.
That's what I was thinking. Oh my gosh. You awake to a beautiful morning in the Colonel Sanders hideaway. Why do they call it a hideaway? You make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders. Only time will truly tell. Today's a day that could change the rest of your life. You think about the new secret ingredient you just learned about. Bigger, whiter chocolate bar.
I think that's a current.
Some jurisdictions, the bigger, whiter chocolate bar isn't even legal. What? Is it the D? It's the illegal D, right? That means in small towns it's totally fine. Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast and your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. It's just biscuits and a chicken drumstick. You taste Colonel Sanders' food and it tastes like you're on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say that we're the perfect match? How presumptuous my cuisine and your taste buds, that is. God dang it. Such confidence, such grace could be the world's greatest gift to cookery. Should I take him down a peg or flatter him? Alright, take him down a peg. It's good, but my mom made better. His expression grows serious. Did your little jab land too hard? Colonel, I know what you're going to say. I need to be better if I'm going to leave my mark on this world. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner, could he be talking to you, or is it happening so quickly? Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The university, the KFC for learning awaits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is waiting there for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. Oh my. With your robot buddy, huh? I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something might have happened to you. It's okay, I was just... But now it turns out you're fine. I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. But, you will not believe what happened to me after school. I went on a date! I think I can believe that. It says I've been partnered up with Clank. He asked me to go out with him. I knew it! It's the robot! Of course, I told him, you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure, I can get to know the little metallic guy. Well, I guess she's really glad that I paired her up with Clank. Probably would have gone very wrong with the kid. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Skydiving? Dang, girl! Did she just say skydiving as if that's a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker? And now, I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her the whole story, however. Bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Oh, nothing happened! But the emotional connection, wowzers. Miriam tells you to focus on this whole Colonel Sanders obsession and focus on school. If being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong, you don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to your separate ways. Oh. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though to himself might not grasp that fact. He's like, hey, I'm in danger! Because, you know, he's Pop. What's a swirly? It sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you one up right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dipped too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at the school. There is that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You've got some nerve, Azu, suggesting I would pick on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words and I won't. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well give up. I'll never give up, ever. Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears. Things are close to a boiling over. Naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Azu, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food was received. It's a lot of words to say. It was bland. Excuse me, Azu. I am more than capable enough to speak for myself. What the heck? It doesn't even give me a choice at this part. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Azu. Annoyed by Colonel Sand's inability to see Ashley, you know who she really is, you walked across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spell book as you recover yesterday, start flipping through the pages. Why is it not giving me this freaking choice? Whoa, that's the book? It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. When you open a page covered with arcane warnings, cast only in case of extreme emergency. It says around the edges of the page. I could use this spell here, and it says it will release anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it'll probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way drastic. Couldn't you do something else, like anything else, like not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine, it is drastic, but desperate times. Why is it not giving me the choice? You've got a memory erasing spell sitting in front of you and a pretty good excuse to try it out. No, not a good excuse. I have a feeling that this is like the bad ending or something. Don't do it after, or maybe they're both it. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room waiting for students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. What? His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework to give him as a snack. Dogs can be rather unpredictable. Let's wait to see what happens. Wait to see what happens? He stops in his tracks. He focuses on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched on the cherry tree outside. Sprinkles turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence, I told you never to come back here, Terrence. I'll destroy you, Terrence. Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off of his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? You better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again. Rah, 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 rah. After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt by not only Terrence, but any other squirrel in the hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone. I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Azu, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom, you see. But before you can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by whirs and sparks coming from the back of the room. I told you to save it for after class. You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. Whirr. But no, you had to show off your cool kid friends, Jeff and Joan, J and J forever. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Bzz, bzz. Yeah, well, that doesn't make sense to make it a great date. Beep, beep, boop, what?
This misinformation. Triangles are not the strongest shape. Hexagons are the strongest shape.
Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can hold all hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care. Beep, boop, boop. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps in his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. Oh, I think you killed him. No amount of seasoning is gonna make me want to eat that, Clank. He burps out a deep-fried sneaker, considering that he himself has wheels, not feet. It's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep friend footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clink slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over a final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate, but we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition, showdown, challenge exam. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk.